What's up there, surfer? Yeah, that's right. You're a surfer. Whether you like it or not, you're now a surfer. Cowabunga. Hawaii to you. That's what I'm on. This phone, or mobile device, or smartphone, whatever you want to call it. Yeah, it's called Hawaii. Yeah. So, I mean, I just thought I'd put it in there. Mahalo. Anyways, so what's going on is, well, I, Brian Sutton, am coming to tell you about the future of things with Linux, this Android stuff that's been going on. I mean, it's really been an awakening, something for me. I can say, I can see the matrix, like it's around me right now. And I see the whole point of it is to make sure that things are switched on, because that's how computers work. A little thing called Boolean or binary coding, it's not too hard to figure out. I mean, the Boolean part, yeah, binary means two. So the whole point of this is you have two functions of everything that's going on. It's on, which is 1, and off, which is 0. I'm sorry to sit there with the 0 when I was, yeah. Anyways, we want everything to be 1. Right now, we're at 0. It's nice to have the heroes and all, and it sucks to be at 1, but hey, first is the worst. We need everything to get beyond the worst. Maybe we can create a 2, and we can go to a triple sequence activation set for these computers. But until then, well, we're stuck on binary. So, yeah, help the matrix by helping yourself understand, well, that if you learn this stuff, you're going to be able to take the web to a whole new level. I mean, fully interactive with people and yourself and the web. I mean, think of it as another entity. It's almost like computers are becoming another something. They're not robots. They're like another world of being. Virtual world. Yeah, cool. So cool. Think about being able to do whatever you want virtually on top of that. Not just being able to help integrate things virtually, but take yourself and virtually add yourself to life and see that, well, someone like me did that and became a vampire netcode DJ online, and I'm having fun meeting people all over the world on a program called Second Life that caters to creativity and imagination. How can you deny being able to be as creative as you want, to develop anything you want, anytime? I can't, so I joined on. And I'm going to continue to move on with it. That's why I'm trying to get you to see it. So my whole point here is to get you to understand Linux and the open capabilities it has to draw in all of this stuff like the Matrix or a Second Life program that comes out that resembles something like the Matrix. Yeah, it's cool. It's really cool. On top of that, I want you to understand a concept called mesh and how Linux is helping people to mesh their lives across the board. It's cool. When you think of mesh, don't go thinking of some far-out project that's not of your mindset, because it's right there at your fingertips. Every day, you chip away at meshing your life into more by using, well, these devices. So, take it to another level and understand that you can use this not only for personal fun, but for business, and have it connected the full way through to where everything's like moving through traffic. I guess that's what telecommuting is all about. And me going through this is to help you understand what telecommuting is. So maybe this is not only a learning lesson about Linux, but where computing is going. That's cool. I just blew my mind. I had to take a moment because I wasn't expecting that. So let me background this right quick. Linux is this really cool software that's open source. It's meant to be used on practically any machine it possibly can. I mean, if your computer can use a FAT32 system, you're good. If you use an NTF system, you can still use it. I know you don't know what that means, but these are just two different ways of computing, pretty much. Your FAT32 is a little bit more limited in structure than NTFS, but it's a bit safer, actually. So this is what your Apple has been running off of, is the FAT system. And that's, yes, FAT. You want to fatten this up because we want more switches on, and we want things to get as small as they can. We want to create as many switches in the world as we can on small circuits and watch as we can use them to do something like PlayStation and have virtual games that, well, we inhale. Yeah, microbes through your nose, connect to your neurons. Go look up PlayStation 9. It'll blow your mind. This is what's been backgrounding stuff. Now, let's get into what backgrounds that. How did this all start? Actually, with Unix. Now, you asked me why would I bring up Unix? Well, think about Unix and think about Linux and how the names are close. Linux is the brainchild of Unix. Unix was brought on by AT&T when computers were dawned, and then those who got to be a part of that, those who just knew how to do computers, they started to take coding and do it themselves. I was about 20. I found HTML coding to be amazing. I wanted to get out of being stuck using a Microsoft computer where I got to get a license to use it. I got to go through all this stuff if something happens to my system. Dude, it's mine. My first computer, I got at 15, and dude, it was like, why do I have to have your permission to use this gift to me? It didn't make sense. It didn't make a lick of sense. Why, if something happens to my stuff, do I have to go through some oblong course to get back on track? So that's when I was 20. I found Linux, but it was like a nosebleed. Seriously, like, ouch. VB, Visual Basics, coding for learning how to do more with computers. Yeah, it was a nosebleed back in 10th grade. Ouch. So this stuff is heavy. I can understand why people don't want to do it, but at the same time, there are people out there like me who would love to be able to give you more stuff if you would come off of somebody else's high horse, which is really loathsome scum of stolen product when you really look at it. The full computers go back to Apple. Thank you, Apple, for helping us. You did awesome. Steve Jobs and Steve Wozniak. You won't ever be praised enough. Steve, you're not with us anymore, but you did awesome, dude. Apple blew open the doors. You went and worked and you built the personal computer, which is what these mobile devices have turned into. Personal computing anywhere in the world. It's important to every aspect of life right now because people are tired of being stuck in classrooms, stuck in traffic, stuck in whatever it may be to get where they're going. So we're telecommuting to be able to do stuff more. Telecommunications is simply introducing computers into communicating with each other. So now you take what Apple started way back when, and you have companies that bloom up, blossom, become more out of Apple. Microsoft comes out of Apple. Nokia comes out of Apple. Let's see. Trying to think. Well, you have Red Hat, which you're going to hear about in a little bit. It comes out of Apple eventually because these people didn't have a computer until Steve Jobs sat down and made one. That's why I'm giving you this tidbit. And so then from there, your personal computing goes to another level using Unix coding. Apple, Unix, same thing. Linux comes from that. So this is the new age of things where you have something that's a little bit more simplistic like Microsoft, but it's not Microsoft, it's Linux. It's cool. So let me know that there's a company, Nokia, I brought it up a moment ago, and their whole point and purpose of things back in 2007, it's funny, they made a commercial showing everything that they were up to, and they were basically saying, we're testing you, dummies. And I don't mean to call anybody a dummy, but for people out there who don't get it, companies out there are using your abilities and using stuff to see how to better their stuff. The information on those chips is being relayed to somebody like me who spends the time to dissect each and every aspect of it to see why something's going wrong, to be able to fix their product because they want to use it themselves. So you having mess-ups on your something helps me better mine, regardless of how you see it. Nokia figured this out. They made a product. They sent it out to only developers back in 2007, and those developers have been working on what has changed the concept of computing, the Android. Thank Nokia for it. Don't thank Apple, because Apple didn't get that technology till after Nokia was done with it. Nokia went to Apple and was like, hey, you were the first to do this, so we're going to hand you something. It was kind of owed, right? So the stuff that Microsoft has, kind of owed, right? Kind of like Microsoft or people who support Microsoft want to talk about Xerox is actually Big Daddy company. No, Xerox only made the GUI, the graphic user interface that makes computing easier. That's it. They made the GUI and a mouse. They kind of deserve it. Apple does, to have those products on their something, I believe, because they did the hard work and sat down in a garage and built computers from base. Chips on a motherboard, put each and every individual one in. They weren't out for the advertisement, the commercialization of me and you to make there something better. No, they were out to make something better over and over again. They were pounding it to people who said we had the talent to see if they really had the talent. Now, how many people really had the talent? Well, how many companies are out there these days? Let's see. Before Apple, there was IBM. We all somewhat know about IBM. IBM, let me tell you, has switched over to Linux. Microsoft came to them back when. Microsoft's no longer there. I'm just going to put it like that. Linux, you don't need a license for, you don't need keys for, you don't have to pay anything extra to do anything outside of what you want to do. You build it, have somebody build it, watch what you can do with this. It's awesome. It's lovely. So, pardon my mess of a room that you saw there for a minute. I thought I hit the stop button. The main thing I want you to get from all that, I know it's a mouthful, it's like I'm drilling, like how others have messed up. That's not it. I'm just looking at how I use a computer myself, and how for so many years, what I've loved and enjoyed has been taken and commandeered for somebody else's perversities that I don't want to support, that I wouldn't give my time, energy, and monies to, but apparently other people say it's okay and that it's a must and that it's needed. I don't think that's fair. I can crush these people if I'm given the time to sit down and code this stuff. But instead my time is used for other stuff that manipulates and uses and abuses me. That's not fair. That's not right. So this is me putting it into something like that, I would say, and saying let's open up the doors to being able to make our lives better. Being able to mesh your reality all over the place. Make it one. Unite it. Make it easier to get here, there, and somewhere else. You know, I know you're looking at me talking about being a virtual DJ and having some obtuse lifestyle that people don't understand outside of the norm, but it's only to enhance my life and to figure out what I want to do more of, see where my talents are and how I can dig into them to help advance life. Linux, to me, this open source idea, beautiful because it's all about opening life, helping people to be able to integrate what they need to make their day better and to see what we can do for the future. So, with that said, I'm stepping out this side of things, and, well, here's something else for you. As we all know, seeing is believing. So, in this segment, I shall reveal to you what you're going to be getting into with Linux. With installing Linux on your system, you have now created a chance for yourself to be able to take your computer anywhere you want with you, because you can put Linux on a USB device by creating an ISO image. This is a lot to take in at the moment. I know I'm just giving you what the background is. But those words I just told you is basically creating an active key that you can plug into any computing device that uses Android Linux technology to this level, and you can use this thing. That's how cool it is. But it may take you some more time to learn how to be able to use it across systems. Is the only cost it really has to you, because it's free. You can download this software for free. This is Fedora Linux 17. It's made by Red Hat Enterprises, a bunch of hackers. They are called Red Hat hackers, who work to break systems to see how much better they can make them, how they can better them, how they can improve what's there. So if you look at the application screen, this is no different than you pressing the action button or the application button on your phone, mobile device, whatever you want to call it, tablet. This is the same thing. This is what you're looking at. So going through it, you quickly find what you're looking for by either typing it in search or categorizing your ideas and looking straight at them. Also, you have this little amazing little piece of equipment called the Wine Windows Loader. With it, you have full ability, for the most part, we'll say except for like Windows Direct products, to put a Windows product on your computer. Now, if you run into problems with putting a Windows product on your computer, you can use a virtualized machine to install Windows underneath your operating system of Linux, and then be able to virtually use a Windows application such as Windows Office, Microsoft Office, sorry, any Microsoft Office product will most likely calls for you to use virtualization. Other than that, you're looking at the same world you've been looking at on your cell phone, on your computer, in one place. It's a lot less of a disaster to the mind when you're trying to move across your day.